everybody. Welcome to Spotlight on Middle Country. My name is Lenore Paprocki, and I am the president of the Greater Middle Country Chamber of Commerce.
And my name's Alex Blend from the Miller Business Resource Center at the Middle Country Public Library.
So today on our, so Supervisor,
Yes.
we're so excited to have you on. You're our superstar.
Yes, Big 10.
Happy to have you for
Big
our
10.
10th episode, to episode number 10. And so everybody, welcome to Supervisor Ed Romaine. So happy to have you here today.
We're going to just kick it off, start what's on everybody's mind, of course, is COVID-19 and how that has turned every business, even government entities, upside down. How has the town been handling the pandemic overall?
Well, it's a good question. It's smile, but I tell you, the world was turned upside down.
Yeah, absolutely.
This thing started to come on in late February. And then by March, and I can remember one of my last days in the office before people left and started to work from home was St. Patrick's Day. I wore my green tie, but it was getting bad. And then the governor, who has, well, there's mixed opinions. We've never had anything like this in my lifetime. And I've lived a long life. And it's just remarkable. The governor made a lot of decisions, but most of them very good, some of them not so good, but most on balance, very good. One of the things is he ordered government to reduce their staff by 50% and have all non-essential workers not work, because his goal was to shut down the spread of the virus. So we had to come up with plans like overnight. And I certainly tell you it was a lesson in technology, because we had a lot of people work from home. As you can imagine, though, not everyone can work from home. There were a number of people that did, and we continue to operate. The building to this moment is closed because you're not allowed to have more than 50 people at any one time. We have more than that, but we're government staff at this point, and everyone's back to work. Everyone came back to work back in June. And slowly but surely, from March to June, people started to come back to job. You can't come in this building. I had to come up with plans on how to run this town during COVID-19 in compliance with the governor's order. So we sent a lot of people home. We equipped them with technology. We talked to the department heads to give them, staff instructions, things like this. There's some people like, if you're a highway laborer, how can you work from home?
Yeah.
So
how can you? You can't.
We had to come up with protocols for people that couldn't work from home and bring them back slowly once we had those protocols in place. You come into this building, there's a separate entrance for staff that they have to use. There's a temperature reading right there. We all have to wear masks. I have my mask right here on my desk. I usually take it off when I'm in the office because fortunately I have a large office, and when someone comes in, I throw the mask on. So we had to go through a whole host. We have sanitizers all over the place. We had a deep and extensive cleaning done of the building and continue to do that on a regular basis, including the bathrooms. So we had to look at that. We had to look at our park system. We had to look at our senior citizens. To this day, our senior citizen centers are closed. So we have senior citizen centers in Mount Sinai, Center Reach, Mastic, and Santa Mauritius. They're closed. And then we had to worry about not only how we operated government, but how people were making it through. Some of the most vulnerable people are those that are homebound.
Absolutely.
This day, we started delivering meals to all of our seniors because they couldn't come to our nutrition centers because they were closed. Because we also feed people at our senior centers. We are delivering almost 500 meals a day.
Wow.
Now that took a lot of coordination. My key, hats off to a key person, Lisa Keys, your aunt, Alex, who has coordinated all this food delivery. In addition to that, we made people available to other food entities who delivered meals, such as Lighthouse Mission. And we had elected officials like Neil Foley, Mike Lagercio, and others that helped with their staff, because really there was very little work to do in the office because everyone was hunkered down to get out and get that food out. That was our first concern.
Right.
I do not believe anyone should go hungry in this town.
Yeah, I
So we
agree.
worked with a lot of
Absolutely.
food banks.
Right.
We ourselves here in Town Hall, our cafeteria closed, but they kept on cooking the meals. We delivered warm meals, almost 500 each and every day. 5 days.
That's terrific, Supervisor. I'm sure a lot of people didn't realize that that was happening and that you were able to organize that so quickly. That really, kudos to you and your staff.
We did that right away. And then, as you know, Lenore, one of the things that we did is all of our businesses are hurting very badly. And we said, what can we do? We have a tremendous resource in Jim Toulon, who's a great guy that does a lot of stuff for our economic development department. He put all types of web pages, how to apply for aid, how to get assistance. And then the town came in, and I talked to our community development people, and that's federal funding. And I said, you know what, can we use any of this money? Can we help people? And we offered a grant for people in different areas of the town where we would give you up to, I think it was $40,000.
Yeah, I believe 40,000.
And we offered, and we had, we maybe gave about 30 or 40 grants out.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
that's money that we were going to spend on different projects. We said, no, give it to the businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
We've
a
written
great
a number
initiative.
of letters. One of the things I do, I'm fortunate. I've been in elective office for 35 years in different offices. I was county clerk for many years, county legislator, supervisor. I know all my supervisors in the other 9 towns. And we get together almost on a weekly basis, if not on a daily basis during this crisis, compare notes, what were we doing? And we wrote a number of letters to the governor because honestly, and what people don't realize, a lot of what is being done today is being done by executive order.
Yes.
Legislature isn't doing anything. The town has very little to do. The county has very little to do. The governor is running the response to this and all the orders that flow from it, from executive orders. So we wrote a number of letters about different things. I had a press conference at one point with some of the business representatives because there was while the governor, and this is no criticism because he's never faced this situation before, and he tried to make rules to protect all of us. But whenever you make a rule, there's always something that maybe could be tweaked a little bit better. And one of the things that we felt was the inequity in some of the things. And we had a press conference about the inequity. What do I mean? Well, food was essential, and he allowed grocery stores to stay open. But he also allowed Walmart and BJ's and Costco and people like that, Target, to stay open because they sold food. But they also sold a lot of the goods that our local mom and pop stores sold along Main Street, who would have a better shot of limiting people in their store, of setting up rules, and he didn't even consider that. So we wrote letters about that. I got all 10 supervisors on that. We wrote about a number of other issues that would come up. For example, gyms. There's a lot of gym owners that are still not open.
Still not open.
We're all hoping for phase 4, which we're in. But they're not allowed in phase 4. Big problem. So all the supervisors wrote a letter about that. The other thing, the major thing, is our restaurants are suffering terribly. So we wrote a letter, and in the town, we set rules to allow people to do outdoor dining. We made sure we made up a permit, no fee permit, that would be good through the end of October. If you have outdoor space by your restaurant, we would allow you to convert that. We worked with the health department. They were very helpful.
Yes.
And you were allowed to put tables outdoors. And you go past restaurants today.
Yeah, you see it
Because
with the tents and everything.
Mm-hmm.
that you can go inside, there are people that are reluctant to go inside. So a
Right.
lot of restaurants are doing that. Unfortunately, not everyone has outdoor space. So
Yeah.
again,
That becomes a problem with, I'm gonna have to send out a little bit more kudos to you, Supervisor, because Brookhaven Town was the first one that I'm aware of that actually set up a business reopening task force, which Councilman Kevin Laval was very honored. He appointed me to this, and I was always felt like at least I was involved in one way. In trying to come up with these solutions. That was something that we had to discuss, was giving outdoor space to restaurants, also to stores as well, which
retails, absolutely.
into outdoor. So I sidewalk sale type idea that was, that's back in the 80s. There used to be sidewalk sales all the time, right? So, but in any case, that was all part of that committee that, that task force that was compiled back early on when COVID-19 first hit. And I really feel like, a lot of the Main Street people that have Main Streets were able to take advantage of that. Unfortunately, a lot of my restaurants in the middle country area don't necessarily we don't have the Main Street and may not have the availability or spots to put out that outdoor dining. But at least I felt like who did, could, right? And
right.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get businesses back. We're so afraid that so many of these businesses that were forced to close 3 or 4 months will not open again. Our economy has taken a shot. The town of Brookhaven, we've had balanced budgets. We've had AAA bond ratings. We have a little bit of a reserve fund, but this has knocked us for a loop. I can only imagine the county, which has historically had budget problems and financial problems. I mean, they haven't balanced the budget in more than 10 years. What they're going through. I can only imagine.
Can't imagine.
And if they don't get federal aid, they're going to have major problems.
Right.
We have problems because just like business, government's not that much different. We have customers. Our revenues fell off, and I'll tell you what, some revenues are doing okay. Our mortgage tax, we get about 48% of the mortgage tax that is charged in the state goes to the town. Mortgage tax is done well because real estate is still actually not doing badly.
Right.
That's good.
But our building permits way down, pool permits, other things with construction way down. So that revenue is off. Our fire marshal revenue is off because that bases on construction, a whole host of other things.
Sure.
Our big producer, the big money maker in the town, is the landfill. And the landfill makes the money from construction debris, right? We don't take any garbage in the landfill. We only take ash because we burn our garbage at a waste to energy plant, and then we have to take the ash back. So we take ash, but we also take construction debris. Well, construction, as you know, the governor shut construction down for several months.
Yes.
We had very little construction debris. Our landfill revenues just dropped off the face of the earth. So we're looking at some shortfalls, and it's difficult. But because we had a decent financial position before, we'll make it through, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
For sure.
Yeah. You had a success story there, Supervisor, that I think maybe you'd like to share, and that was the DriveThru. I think that DriveThru is still around, right? That was a story about being innovative.
Well, first thing we did is we tried to approach our county executive to postpone. You pay taxes, property taxes, twice a year. December, January is first payment, and the second half is due by May 31st. So we said to the county executive, a lot of people are hurting. Please postpone the payment of property taxes till August 1st. He could not do that. The county was in no financial position to do that. So I got it. I understood. We petitioned the governor. The governor listened to the county executive. In other counties, he extended it to August 1st, but not Suffolk.
Mhm.
So we got an extension to to June 16th, which, they do May 1st, May 31st.
Right.
So, however, most people don't even think about their property tax because they have a mortgage and it's paid by the bank.
Right.
But there's a
Right.
lot of people, I'm very fortunate, I paid off my mortgage. So I pay my taxes directly to the tax receiver, Lou Markosha. And we said, Lou, every year I come into the building, there's people lined up, last few days before May 31st, there's lines and lines and lines of people. Can't do that this year. So we did a drive-through. We have in our building around the back, we have a garage that actually you can go in either way and a driveway on both sides. So we said we converted that to a driveway for our tax office. People could drive up. I drove up, paid my tax. As soon as I drove up, there was a guy in front of me, had a little bit of a problem. Took about 2 minutes. He drove out. I drove next to him. Woman came up, took my check, boom, 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 came back within 30 seconds with a receipt for me. And I just
Right.
drove out.
Right.
So we are
Wow.
keeping that.
You're going to keep it,
That's
right?
a much better way because you don't have to wait online. You sit in your car, you listen to radio, whatever. So
Right.
we are learning a lot of things. The other thing that we did is obviously the business of the town goes on. So how can you do business with the planning department or the building department or whoever? Well, or the clerk's office. Well, you come in, you can do it three ways. You can do it over the phone, you can do it by email, and you can do it electronically because we have made all of our permits electronic. We converted all of everything. Or you can come in and we have buckets for each department. You drop it off. So let's say you have here's my plans. I'm adding a deck. I need approval for my plan. You drop off your plans in the bucket. Someone comes and takes it. Boom. They approve it and they mail it back. But you can actually electronically send in your plans. For
Yeah.
example,
That's great.
some
That's
plans
great.
you can only do electronically. Solar permits are only done electronically. And we have a very quick turnaround. And the interesting thing is when things slow down, we caught up. We have no backlog at all. So
Yeah.
if anyone's looking to do anything, come on in.
Right. Now's the time to do it, right?
Yeah, now's the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're looking for a CEO. A lot of people have never got the CO for their house. This
Yeah.
is the time to do it.
Right. Right.
Certificate of
Very
occupancy.
true. Very true.
Well, they lack a permit. They put a deck on, they've
Yeah.
got to get a permit. This
Yeah.
is the time to do it.
This is the time to do it. Well, that's a good piece of advice out there. And is there anything else that that the town would like to share with the Middle Country and everybody else? Because this is
Yeah.
our spotlight on Middle Country is starting to reach all areas. I know you have an audience in Las Vegas because my dad lives there and shares it with everybody. So. What do
Middle
you
Country is great. Middle
what do you
Country is
do?
the heart of Suffolk County and it's the heart of Brookhaven town.
Yes.
You got the South Center Reach community. They're a great community. They've got a lot of great merchants. We don't want to see these businesses die off. We will work with them and any other ideas that we can come up with. Obviously, like every other business, we're stretched financially. One thing that I really don't want to do is raise taxes. I think that's a mistake in this time.
Right. I'm sure
But we
everybody
still have to
agrees
run
with you.
something. And,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I may have to look to trim our expenses because we've realized maybe we don't need this big building. We have to keep it because it's our town hall. But
Right.
all of the space we have, because a lot of people can work from home. Maybe we can do business differently.
Mhm.
We're looking for that because there's all types of innovative things that we could do. You want to work from home? How about working from a 10 to 7 schedule so people who work can go online when they come home and there's someone there from the town? So we're looking at all different ways to
Right.
accommodate people. We're a small government. Right now, if you look at your property tax bill, which is our major revenue, we're about 6-7% of your bill. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
All the services that they get.
Right.
Mhm.
So 6 or 7%, not too bad. Obviously, the school district's much larger. They're about 70% of and then fire districts, ambulance districts, all the rest. But we want to maintain a decent level of basic service, which we can't cut beyond, but we are looking to do some reductions because we don't want to see taxes go up, because that's a discouragement. It's another burden.
Yes,
And,
sure.
you know, we'll look at anything else that affects local businesses.
Right.
If there's permits that they need, and we can reduce the payment of that. I think every 3 years they're required to have an inspection by a fire marshal, if I'm not mistaken. If there's a way that we can reduce that fee, if there's things that we can do to help businesses, because we're all in this together. And we've gone through an experience like none other. And what people don't realize, we're not out of this.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Florida, look at Texas, look at California. California exceeded in terms of deaths New York. I'm afraid that this is going to come back. So, again, I want to say kudos to the governor. He did make a few boo-boos, but you know what? Generally speaking, he did the right thing to suppress this virus. And at the time, we all were like, wow, shutting our businesses down, shutting government down, shutting a lot of things. You could drive on the expressway. It was barely empty. You got on the expressway, you know, the first week in April, which I remember driving. I was like, what happened to the cars? And then the trains began to close. So I think that by this time next year, things will be looking much better.
Yeah.
But we all have to work together because we have a difficult 6 to 12 months ahead of us before we're out of this. And I'm very fearful of a lot of people in business who have been denied the right to do business and how that's affected them or put them behind. And even if the government offered them loans still have to get paid back.
Right.
And you have to make money to pay things back. This is my biggest concern for the local business person, because when you look at a storefront, you look at a restaurant, you're looking at someone that risked a lot of personal capital, time, effort, and energy to provide a service or good or commodity that people would want. They take a risk.
That's for sure. Yeah, so Supervisor, I would say that the Middle Country Chamber has been working together. Actually spearheaded by Joe Strazzeri, owner of Middle Country Auto. Be vocal, shop local, and I love it. And we're using their tagline. And the Brookhaven town, since you've been around, Supervisor, you and I know each other for many, many years. I truly respect you. I believe you are doing the best job that can be done, especially over the circumstances. And I know and can say this wholeheartedly, that you are totally sincere behind. If anybody has an idea, let us know, because you guys will make that happen. And we appreciate that, and the advocacy of the local government helping the small businesses and understanding their plight that they're in at this point. So with that being said, we're going to have to cut it short. I thought we had a great conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully you'll come back when this is pretty much behind us. I mean, I think it's going to be a long time, but we're going to get you back.
Well, I'm here, and I'm willing to come back, and I'm going to tell you what's happening right after this. I'm going to walk down the hall. We have a little studio for Channel 18, and I'm going to cut a public service announcement urging to people to shop local and keep their merchants.
Well, I give you the permission to use Be Vocal, Shop Local.
Be vocal.
Yeah, there you go.
You got it. I'm putting that in the script.
You can use it. I don't think Joe will mind at all.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
Well, thank you for Joe, and I will use it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. We appreciate.
Thank you so much, Supervisor.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all you do for us.
Yes, this was wonderful.
Guys, thank you, Miller Business Center, great business center. And
thank you.
I've known you forever. There's a woman you want to get on your side if you're in business.
Well,
absolutely.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great day. Bye-bye, everybody.